Hi, I'm Claudia Brown Coulter, your go-to mediator for navigating divorce while parenting children with special needs. I'm also a registered legal document assistant based in the greater Los Angeles area, and I'm an IEP advocate. Now, your divorce cannot move forward if your spouse does not do their financial disclosures. And sometimes people just don't do them. So what can you do before just running to court? Let me say, court may be what you have to do, but let's not have that be the first thing we do. Let's have it be the last thing we do. So in California especially, now in some states you can just waive them all. That's not a good idea. But in California, you got to do them. Everyone has to do their financial disclosures, and most everyone also has to file them. There are some counties that don't necessarily require that. What's involved? Everything you owe and own, and all of your income and your expenses. They want that stuff documented. It can really help you think about, oh, I didn't realize we had this extra account, and oh yeah, we have to figure out what to do with that, and yeah, we never did pay your dad back. That was a loan. We have to be thinking about those types of things. Those numbers on that paper help determine child support and spousal support. It's very, very important. We need to see what your retirement is. Do you even have retirement? How should that be divided? These are really important, and people don't do these for a few reasons. So they could be stalling because they're overwhelmed, which is, for most folks, they are overwhelmed. Most people are overwhelmed. You're looking at all these papers going, I thought my divorce was stressful. I don't even know what they're asking me here. That's a reality. It is overwhelming. And when you're trying to not think about the divorce because divorce is scary and so you feel fearful, and then you can't help but have to look at these papers and look at your assets and debts and realize how much you don't have or how much you do have that you'll have to part with, it's not fun. So overwhelm is the number one reason why people delay. The other one coming in number 2 is they're hiding stuff. They are not overwhelmed. They are intentionally hiding things to drag things out, to see if they can tire you out, to see how much they can get away with. If your situation is number 2, we have a problem. We have a problem, and you may need court. And if you suspect that your spouse is hiding assets and you have to go to court, don't go without an attorney. Do not go without an attorney. So when people are overwhelmed, they're confused, when you're working with me as your legal document assistant, if you're overwhelmed and confused, I'm like, let's just jump on a Zoom. Instead of you sending me the information, let's do it together on Zoom. And I'll help explain what the question's asking for. I can't give you legal advice. I can't do that, but I can help you with this form. And a lot of times, that's all the person needs to get unstuck. They just need to talk to another human being to get through the paperwork. Sometimes people don't work with a registered legal document assistant, so then they go down to the self-help desk at the courthouse. And same thing, they're talking to another human being who's helping them understand what the forms are asking for, what's required of them. Either option is fine. Then we can move forward. So what can you do, right? If they're just not doing it, you can say, hey, get on there with the legal document assistant and fill it out. You can have your mediator remind them, hey, we can't move forward in this until this is done. You can't process your divorce. You can't finalize your divorce without that. I did have one client who had to bifurcate her divorce. It took her 2-3 years just to bifurcate her divorce because he refused financial disclosures. He had an attorney and he was just refusing, and it didn't matter how much the court said do it, he wasn't doing it. But that's an extreme situation. You want to stay calm and request, not in person, via writing, I need your financial disclosure so that we can move on, so we can figure out how we can continue to support our family in the midst of this transition. And the reason I want you to send it through email is so that you can document. If you have to go to court, you can document on this date and on this date and on this date. These are all the days I communicated with my spouse to get this done, and they did not get it done. And then you need to go talk to an attorney, because if you really believe that they're hiding assets, Then you can talk about discovery and really figure out what's there. Occasionally, somebody will come into mediation and go, they're lying, they're hiding, but I don't care. Oh, okay, that's great. You should probably still go get some legal advice before you sign anything that you don't care, but I'm going to see why my A, and make sure you go. I'm advising you in writing to go get some legal advice because you know they're hiding something and you don't care and you don't want a piece of it. Go get some advice. Other times it's like, this is missing. And so we bring it up in mediation. Oh, hey, spouse, you didn't put this on there. Either they're lying or they have forgotten. And in any situation, it's going to be like, oh, I forgot. Oh, yeah, let's remember this. Great. It's out in the open. We can work from there. So it's not all bad. There are degrees. You just have to know what you're working with. So assume that they're overwhelmed until you realize, no, they're stalling on purpose because they're hiding. They don't want to do this. And they don't want the court to know how much they're making, or they are getting paid under the table. They don't want to be tracked or documented. Well, that's too bad, boo. You still got to fill that out. So you need to know where your spouse is coming from. And if we can uncover the resistance, then we can keep things moving forward. Every once in a while, they don't do it because they like you so much, they don't want to get a divorce. They just want to stay married to you as long as they can. But the marriage is over, so eventually they're going to have to cave. So stay persistent, stay kind, stay respectful, and if things get tough, please go seek legal advice. If you think this video is helpful and one of your friends could use it, be a really good friend and pass it along. If you have questions or concerns, I have a link below. You can schedule a time to chat with me. Please and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.